All right, gotta kick it off with the dead gang. Back day. So today I'm gonna switch it up. Instead of doing a drop set, Big Joe and I used to do these over there at Gold's. It was Joe's idea of it. So basically do 10 each arm, 10 each arm, so it'll be 20 together, and then 10 together afterwards. So it'll still be 20 reps, but the first 10 each arm will give you more of that squeeze, and you'll try to do it a little slower. And then the last 10, just trying to get that thing down and burn out. So that's what I'm gonna hit for this set today. Switch it up and see how the burn feels. Right guys, we're here at the house. I'm gonna show you what my post workout meal looks like. So let's go. We're gonna make 2 meals right now. So I have 1 pound of chicken breast. So this is basically my go-to, especially when I was literally following it to a T, cutting down 0 carbs. This is exactly what I would basically eat about 4 of these meals a day. We have 1 pound of chicken breast. This is ground chicken breast, and look, they sell chicken breast, ground chicken breast at like Vons or Stater Brothers, like just a regular grocery store, right? But it's not 98.2. So it's 90% lean, 2% fat. So at those stores, they do sell ground chicken, but it's not ground chicken breast. So make sure you guys check that, because I have a lot of people like, hey Big, look it, I got ground chicken. They have cheap ground chicken over here. And then when I went and checked it out, it was actually like 80-20 ground chicken. It's all like leg meat and stuff like that, which if you're okay with the fat, that's fine. For me, I'm trying to cut down the calories. So if you guys see in the back, there's only 1 gram of fat per serving, where those ones will have like 10 grams of fat per serving. And you got to figure if there's 4 servings in there, that's like 40 grams of fat. So it's a lot higher fat content, where 1 pound of this ground chicken breast only has 4 grams of fat. So very minimal fat. And what I've learned in my diet is you either go higher fats, less carbs, or you can go lower fats and throw in some carbs. Or when you're just trying to, like when I was getting down to the last month, about the last month, I went 0 carbs and low fat. You combine it, and then that's when you really start cutting up. But that's it. You ask any bodybuilder, anybody that trains that way, that's not sustainable, because you just feel like shit. You start looking good, you trim up really well, but it's just not sustainable. You feel like death, honestly. When I went 2 weeks of low fat and no carbs, man, I felt horrible, but I did trim up. That was one of my best times that I trimmed up. But man, I felt like crap. So if you're doing it for a show, or you're doing it for some photo shoot or video shoot, obviously there's a purpose for it. But man, just in general, no carbs with low fat, you're gonna feel it. So anyways, for me, what's sustainable is I eat 2 whole eggs per meal. And that fat is actually really good. I try to cut out that fat, and I didn't feel as good. So now I use 2 whole eggs per meal, and I feel pretty good off that. I use this avocado spray. This is from Costco. I'm sure you can get it anywhere. 0 calories, pure avocado spray. I like using that. And then, like I said, I have my ground chicken. So per meal right now, I'm eating 8 ounces of ground chicken breast. 8 ounces of ground chicken breast. This is 16 ounces right here. And then I'll add in, this is 16 ounces, basically 1 pound of egg whites, but 16 ounces. So I'll add this in there, and I'll split that in 2. So it'll be another 8 ounces of egg whites. So right here is about 120 grams of protein per pound. So you're eating half of that. That's about 60. Right here is 50 grams of protein in here. So you cut that in half, about 25. So you got about 85 grams of protein in this meal, plus the 2 eggs, which is probably around 5 grams. So you got close to about 100 grams. This is my first meal, real hard meal, whatever you want to call it. A hot meal type thing, I guess you would say. I do 3 of these packs in the morning now of this cream of wheat. And this is about 60 grams for 3. Some carbs from that as well. So I eat that with the protein shake in the morning. I've been adding in some protein shakes too, like at least 1 a day right now. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Let me show you guys the 3 seasonings that I use. So I got the Himalayan salt. This is all from Costco. So I got the Himalayan salt. I have the garlic powder. And then pepper, a little bit of pepper. So that's what I use for my seasoning for the chicken. So after the chicken is pretty much ready to go, that's when I add in the egg whites. So I just throw in the egg whites on top like that. Throw the egg whites on. And then I'll add my 4 whole eggs. So then I have 4 eggs on here. This is basically it. Now we're just gonna let it cook up. I would say the whole meal in all is gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes to make, but you gotta figure you're making 2 meals. So it probably takes about 10 minutes per meal if you wanna, break it down like that. So yeah, we're making 2 meals, probably 10 minutes each. The thing is, the second meal will be super fast because I'll have it in the Tupperware ready to go. And then the white rice is 90 seconds. So have your meal literally in 90 seconds, unless you want to also cook up or warm up your meal again. But I like to eat the second meal cold. Just switches up the taste, especially when you're eating the same shit every day. Little things make differences. So, and I mentioned it in a previous video. This is called a green pan. This pan is clutch, man. Super clutch. Look at, basically nothing sticking in this pan. It's crazy. Best pan I've ever had. So you know what I did forget to add in? I like to add in, before it's all the way cooked, the spinach. So I add in a handful of spinach up in here too. Usually I like to do it while it's a little bit more being cooked, but it'll still work in here. So add in the spinach for some greens. You know, it has a lot of vitamins, it has antioxidants, it has fiber. So I always add in a little greens. I always try to add in a little greens for every meal. Not too much, because you put in too many greens, I put in too many and make you go to the bathroom, you know, quite a bit. So just a little bit, and helps you digest your food better too. The greens will help your digestive system. So then we got the white rice, super easy, 90 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds. So 90 seconds on there, pretty much done, man. So the way I do it, I split it into 2 meals, like I was saying. You know, this is 1 or 2 meals of the 4 that I eat a day like this. So I just eyeball it. You guys can weigh it out if you want, but I already know what I'm eating. I'm eating this exact amount anyways. So I'll just eyeball it. And what I'll do is put half on the plate to eat, and I'll put the other half in that Tupperware, man. Super easy and quick, man. And like I said, your next meal will be prepared right away. I know for me, the more I can be prepared, the less I'm gonna mess up. The less you're prepared, the more you're gonna mess up, man. So yeah, I would say it's basically about half right here, which is still a chunky meal. Look at that. 8 ounces of chicken, 2 whole eggs, and 8 ounces of egg whites and some greens. So that's my post-workout meal along with the white rice. So hope you guys enjoyed that. That's super easy. Looks like this. 1 cup of white rice. Let's throw it down on here like that. And that's 1 meal. It's a pretty chunky meal right there. I would say max I go up to right now about 2,500 to around there. What I said, about 2,200, 2,000-ish, 2,000 to 2,500 right now, to just kind of maintain where I'm at. And then I've been throwing in the cheat meals, but usually on Sundays. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, man. This is a normal meal. And I'm just, like I've always mentioned, now that I've made the change, it's turning into a lifestyle, man. Try to eat consistently and do the same thing for a long period of time, and you'll just continue the results, man. It's not very hard. The plan isn't very hard. You guys can see this is not a very complicated meal. It's very simple. The hard part is just doing the same thing every single day and just sticking to the plan every day, especially when there's so many different options of food and restaurants and things thrown at you. You have to resist that. Jim Rohn always says this: what you say no to now, you're saying yes to your future self and to your goals. So you're saying yes to your goals later, when you can say no to the things now that aren't going to help you reach your goals. So yeah, we got our meal, and let's eat. All right, this is my normal spot where I eat every single day. If you guys follow the gram, I try to post a little meal letting you guys know what I eat, but it's pretty simple. It's this every single time. When it comes to me being consistent, I eat this same food. When it comes to me doing the cheat meals or eating out, I do whatever I want. But at my house, I pretty much eat the same thing, because I mean, what better stuff is? Eggs, chicken, spinach, and rice. I mean, those are all basic, but yet great food to help you stay healthy, reach your goals. You have your good proteins, you have your good fats, you have your veggies, you have some good carbohydrates. So man, this is a great meal. And like I said, it's super easy, it's affordable, and you eat 4 of those a day, you're talking about $35 a day in food. And you got to figure, when you eat out, it's probably close to that for 1 meal, if not only 2 meals. So you got about 4 meals for about $35 a day. So very affordable, and like I said, very healthy. It'll help you lean out. If you literally ate this meal 3 to 4 times a day, depending on your weight and all that kind of stuff, you'll definitely lose weight. You'll definitely gain that muscle, harden up, because you're eating so much protein, and your gut will feel a lot better. So like I said, and it's affordable. So it's all gonna be on your choices. I get it. I was a fat boy. I was a big boy, so I like eating out. I like eating different foods, but you have to have purpose over the pleasure, purpose over instant gratification. You have to find your why. For one, it was obviously me keeping my promises to myself. Number two, my son that sees the daily habits that I have, and I want to show him that I'm living a healthy lifestyle, and I want him to live a healthy lifestyle. So I have to lead from the front, and this is who I am now. Like I said, I still get to enjoy. Once I got to lose a ton of weight, I still will throw in my cheat meals 1 or 2 days a week. Still got to enjoy life. They say there's like an 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the time you're eating good, 20% you could eat bad. I don't know if that's really the percentage of my life, but usually on Saturday night or Sundays, I have a little cheat meal, and that seems to be working out for me, man. Like I said, I feel good and just sticking to the plan. So if you guys are looking for a quick, easy, affordable meal, this is it right here. And to me, tastes super bomb, man. For me, just eating the chicken breast will become a little dry, but when you add the eggs and the egg whites with the white rice, makes it a little more moist and a lot easier to eat. That's my meal right there. I'm gonna grub down. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and keep banging.